everyone, it's Ashley and I'm bringing you a video today, all things 2021. So we all kind of live for those yearly recap videos where people tell you exactly what they made down to the last dollar and how successful or unsuccessful or tips and tricks they have to their business that they just want to divulge the bottom line. And this is not that video. I definitely had goals and I definitely had certain things that I'm going to be sharing in this with regards to numbers and things like that. But first off, I haven't even compiled my final exact numbers outside of the ones that I can easily pull through Shopify. My lovely bookkeeper is at work with that right now, so I might share that down the road. I know I personally like watching those videos, so I don't really know why I'm not intending to make that video. But part of my hemming and hawing around it is just that comparison is really, really evil. And I know when I watch someone else's video, I'm immediately like, oh, I did better than that, or oh, I didn't do better than that. And then it just feels kind of grimy. So I don't know, take that with a grain of salt. But today's video, I am going to talk about a lot of things with regards to what I did last year and what I'm already planning to do this year. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Ashley. I'm a serial entrepreneur. My latest endeavor that this YouTube channel is really around is running a product-based business, and specifically, I make candles. So I just wanted to share with you guys, I'm a goal setter, so I really need to have that kind of mile marker. My background has always been in sales and marketing, and so I love making candles. I love being like a hobbyist turned business owner for this platform of candles. But really at the end of the day, my love language is numbers. My love language is figuring out how can I get that much closer to setting a goal, holding myself accountable. And honestly, at the end of the day, I'm my own worst enemy. Whoo, if you could be up here, I actually don't want you to be up there because it is terrible sometimes. So I wanted to make a video today based on goals that I had set, if I made them, how I could have made them if I didn't, and things that I'm going to do differently now going into my second year of business. I still feel like I'm digesting things from Q4 of 2021. I mean, you guys, it was 12, 13, 14-hour days, nonstop. And I'm not shy of working hard, but I was exhausted. I literally had to take a full 7-day stretch off just to decompress. Well, I mean, things were nuts. So anyway, let's get into some of the things that I set up for myself as goals last year. I'm going to share about if I made them or not. Again, I don't have actual final numbers outside of what I can pull from my Shopify, but I at least wanted to shed some light on things that I did and things that I would do differently. So first and foremost, I am so grateful of how far my candle business has come. That is one thing that I really am trying to mindfully pay attention to, because it's actually really crazy. And I am going to make a video on, can you pay yourself in your first year of business? So just know, as a placeholder, I'm really going to make a very detailed analytical type of video for that. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't yet. My goal for myself for 2021 with my candle business was to hit 6 figures in gross revenue. Now, that obviously does not take out my margins. That's not profit. That's just full-blown revenue of online sales. And I'm proud to say that I did hit that. I just inched over. Actually, in the last week of December, I got a huge Hail Mary order that I was not expecting, and it actually inched me over. I hired a financial coach last year, and I told her this goal that I had, and we had a call the last week headed into my vacation of the year, and I was like, I'm just not going to make my number. I think I was at 96,000, and I was like, there's no way I can find this order. I can't get 4,000 in orders, and I don't want to exhaust it going into the new year. So I just kind of chalked it up, and this is the shit that people say, and you're just like, yeah, right, Ashley, I don't even believe it. I didn't even believe it. I got off the phone with her, and a couple hours later, this woman reached out to me. She runs a business, and she's like, I need to send customer gifts to all my customers. So I sent over 100 candles to her various customers. Plus, I got a few other odds and ends orders throughout that week, and I hit my goal. I mean, shit, it's crazy. I can't even believe it. And I just feel like so grateful and so blessed. And, you know, I don't want to say that it's not for lack of hard work or trying or anything, or I just got lucky. Like, I don't think it's any of those things. I think I just like worked my ass off all year long and the stars aligned for me. I don't know. But my goal was to hit 6 figures for my online sales. So that's everything Shopify and that's everything markets. And the reason why I want to bring that up is wholesale was not included in that because let's be honest, wholesale just kills your margins. And I almost consider that kind of a wash. My approach to wholesale has always been for reach and for visibility, not for profits. For the online sales and the markets, I just roughly, very, very roughly, I was looking through my Shopify, and I do want to be full disclosure on this. A lot of my beginning markets were not done through Shopify. They were actually done through Square before I loosened the purse strings a bit and then added on a POS system, point of sale. So, not piece of shit. Always makes me think that. Piece of shit, point of sale. Anyone else? I don't know. Anyway, point being is the first few markets actually weren't included in that. So I did some rough numbers though, and I want to say just like loosely, my markets made up about 35 to 40% of my total online point of sale sales. And that's a pretty huge chunk, you guys. Like I signed up for a lot of markets, and I'm actually even looking to sign up for ideally double this year because it is so important to be in front of your customers, to meet new potential customers, and just have a face attached to the name. If you haven't watched some of my other market videos, definitely check those out because it makes a huge difference. And I don't care if you're the most shy person in the world, you need to get out there, you need to peel off the Band-Aid, like rip it off actually, and just try your best to put a face to the name, and it makes a big difference. Anyway, I'm going to digress from that point because you know how much I love to digress. Another thing that I had goals for in 2021 was to get my margins down. My most watched video on this channel is the biggest mistake I've made in running my candle business, and that was literally just like getting in bed with one supplier, and that supplier having like really expensive products. It's my most humble admission to you guys. It's my most like grinding my gears mistake that I've made, and it's something that I'm continually working on. I have not changed any of the materials that I get. I haven't jumped suppliers. I haven't gone to Alibaba. I'm still exploring and exhausting a lot of things, and in fact, for the first quarter of 2022, that's a big goal of mine, is to find some different supplies. I just didn't have time, honestly. When it came down to it, the amount of testing and things that go into just jumping ship from one supplier to another for an entire line, granted, I have about 10 different scents that I'm running right now. It's not in the cards. And honestly, anything that I'm going to work on right now is really going to be something that probably won't come to the customers' faces until like 2023, 2024. Just knowing what I know about what Q4 demanded of me and my time and attention and preparation. I'm basically going to start working on holiday by June of 2022, if not sooner. That's how like aggressive everything got for me. But my margins and what I want to talk about is I really hunkered down in finding not necessarily how to source cheaper supplies, but how to make the supplies I was using right now cheaper. And y'all know that I'm in bed with Wood and Wick quite a bit. So I really learned to just sit down and play a numbers game. They offer perks rewards. You get different discounts when they have different promotions. And I honestly just played a game of chess every single time they would offer a site-wide discount. I would make like a rolling kind of like grocery list of things that I needed. And honestly, it paid off. I ended up shaving anywhere from $1.50 to $2 off my candles just with sourcing the vessels and then sourcing wax, which I get from Porter Candle Supply. I started just biting the bullet and ordering pallets of wax. And it was quite surprising to me, super scary. Like, I understand that you have to have a certain financial setting and kind of like foundation in order to be able to chew these kinds of numbers. But, you know, spending about $5,000 on a pallet of wax was one of the best decisions that I made scary as shit, but one of the best decisions I made, because I was able to shave some pricing off my wax, shave a little bit off my vessels, and then whenever there was a fragrance oil sale, I would jump on it. And I'm talking like bulk up on it. And what I really found was if I just stayed around that like $100 mark, even though you naturally want to buy bulk and buy bigger, for the fragrance oil specifically from Wood & Wick, what I would do is be around that $100 mark so I could get the free shipping, but also take that $30 perks reward off, plus whatever they were offering site-wide. And it made a big difference. And so that's just the way I've been bulking up on all of my quantities and then cutting down on my costs so far. I still have a long way to go. I mean, I think my most expensive candle is still around like $12 or $13. But I've really shaved off quite a bit, and I'm pretty proud of that. So it's really helped in regards to my market share as far as my margins. So hopefully that helps. The other thing that I did not set a goal for, but I wish I would have, was the amount of wholesale accounts that I was going after. I really hit the ground running with my local market, and I'm so thankful, like, for people that believe in you and that want to give you a shot. Like, community is everything, and I could honestly tear up just talking about it. I'm not going to. But I'm just in awe and clearly speechless and at a loss of words for how I can show appreciation so much to my local market and those who are customers of mine and have extended the word of Upside to other businesses that maybe they know and love in their area. I did not set a goal for how many wholesale accounts I wanted to get in 2021 because I was kind of flirting with like what would it even look like. I know wholesale was something I wanted to offer, but I didn't know to what capacity or extent rather. So what I did is I just calculated, I got 15 new wholesale accounts in 2021. And I feel really good about that. I can honestly say that out of the 15, 12 of them have already reordered or reordered multiple times. 3 of them did not, and we actually had an honest conversation about it. One of them was a museum. They were already kind of skeptical going into offering the wholesale. I just really like the museum. I teach yoga at it, and I wanted to be a part of it. But they're like, we sell a lot of novelty items, and we just don't think that your candles fit. And they didn't. So I ended up buying back some of them and it worked out just fine and I love and appreciate them. And it was a learning experience. But another one, I'm hoping I will get a repeat order of this year. And the last one that I no longer have a wholesale account is just simply because I didn't feel like it was a good fit for my branding and my aesthetic. And so I just kind of stopped reaching out. Sorry. So 15 accounts, I felt like that was pretty good for 2021. I haven't even looked into the revenue that generated for me, but I feel like it was a pretty good chunk of change, and that's not added to my 6 figures that I already was able to hit with gross revenue. So it was pretty cool. I'm excited about it. I see the power of wholesale. I firmly believe in it, and my goal for 2022 is to get 25 new accounts in 25 different states. And it's terrifying. Like, I honestly don't even know how I'm going to do it, but I think that's the point of having goals, I guess, is to be like very big and scary and step you out of your comfort zone. So I got to figure this out. The other thing that I have a goal of, and I kind of touched on this in the first point, is my markets. So I really hope to do a couple of out-of-state markets. I don't really know how I'm going to approach that either. So if you guys have any suggestions, that would be good. But because markets were about 35 to 40% of my gross revenue last year, I see the power of them and I see the power of reach. So getting into new areas would be really important to me and something that I'm going to try and do. If you guys have any markets that you suggest, I would love to know. Ideally, they would be multiple day markets because I feel like if I'm going to travel and do it, like I'm going to do it. Ideally, they are in areas that are somewhat easier for me to reach, maybe like Colorado, Arizona, Texas, Nevada, Utah. I like all these arm's reach kind of places. Hell, I'm even into like going to Kansas or something. Like, what's up with the Midwest? I don't know. I haven't been there in a while, but I think that those would be people that I would like appreciate and like to sell to. And if you guys have followed along in like what I've been doing, I think I shared this in one of my earlier videos, but I launched in December of 2020, and so right around that time of the brand new year, right around this time last year, I was like, I really want to ship to all 50 states. And it became this thing that was like really exciting and really fun on social media, and a lot of my customers got involved. So I said that I wanted to ship to all 50 states, so I wanted somebody from a different state to order my candle and I would ship to them. And I made the goal to be by June of 2021. And June 30th, I think, was the exact one. And I hit it in like the first 2 weeks of June. Oh. So I think part of my goal in 2022, since I've already shipped to all 50 states, but I don't think I necessarily need to have a shipping goal to like international, because I don't know that that's going to be a repeat market and make sense for like time and energy. But I think it's just going to have to mold into like taking people along in the journey and empowering them to help me get into wholesale accounts, the 25 that I want to get. So some other things that I really want to hit is now I want to get into the next threshold of gross revenue. I don't think that I'll be able to double my numbers, but I do definitely want to get to like the 140, 150. So maybe like grow another 50% from there. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out. And then the next thing that I really, really have a big goal on is sourcing different vessels. I just feel like it can happen. I feel like it needs to happen. I feel like even if I start it right now, it won't even be like live to the public until like probably like Christmas of next year. Like I just feel like it's going to be such a long drawn out process. So that's going to be one of those like non-sexy goals behind the scene, but one of those that like I'll make an Instagram post about and be like, oh my gosh, I spent years on this, and literally probably did. The thing that I have a goal on is to make more YouTube videos. Has nothing to do with my business. I just really enjoy it. I'm thankful that the people that are subscribers already and watch these videos are here and along for the journey. Really an outlet that I really enjoy. I don't know, guys. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I would love to know what your goals are for 2022. If you haven't yet, sign up for the Candle Collective. It's free. It's easy. We're on Facebook and email. All the information's below, and I'm just rolling with all these 30 for 30s right now. They've been so much fun. I think I've already had like 10 in this new year, and I've just really enjoyed getting to connect with you guys, see what roadblocks you're facing, try and help reduce the overwhelm, and just connect with you. It's been really, really nice. So if you're interested in 30 for 30, please check it out below. I think that's it, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye. And I still feel like I'm Also, I'm looking at this video and this like turtleneck, and I'm realizing that my skin color is basically like the same thing. So I'm just kind of like molding in. I don't know. I feel like I needed to acknowledge that because you might be thinking that, or you might not care. Let's move on.